Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the Primeval World and the Age of the Dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails.
I love that they say that.
There's a lurk.
Just ahead is New Orleans Square Station. This station also serves Frontierland and Critter Country. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step as you're getting off. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station, New Orleans Square.
We're now arriving at New Orleans Square Station. Please remain seated until the train has come to a full and complete stop. This is your stop for New Orleans Square, home of Pirates of the Caribbean. This is also your stop for Critter Country, Adventureland, Frontierland, and the best entryway into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. This is the way. Once again, folks, please wait till we stop to a full and complete stop and bolsters up your pets left off the train. And welcome to the body. Nice, bitches, wait for it, we're still moving, wait for it, please remain seated, don't stand up just yet.
I believe I have to go to Rad.
And watch yourself now, thank you. Got that clearance to go. To those of you who just joined us, hello and welcome aboard the Excursion 3 on the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, we ask that all guests remain fully seated at all times. Please keep all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train, especially while the train is in motion. Parents, please supervise young children and seat children under the age of 7 fully, either on a bench or in the lap of a guardian, and await for the train's openings for their safety. Our next stop is Mickey's Toontown Depot, gateway to Fantasyland. And to those of you in the queue, next train will be here in about 10 minutes. Trains are set to arrive every 10 minutes. Thank you.
To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering the bayou, soon to be home to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Princess Tiana swears there's magic out here, and wherever there's magic, there's bound to be surprises. Blue skies and sunshine guaranteed. Speaking of surprises, this place we're passing over is chock full of them. Here in Critter Country, you can join Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, and other beloved critters on fun-filled adventures where anything can happen. As we steam past Hungry Bear Restaurant, the last outpost in these parts, we're now joining up with the rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. there is the revered Indian shaman, sharing his stories with those in the great river valley below. People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams, and the stories that went with them, were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable, like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness. This tunnel signals our transition from the frontier to another kind of ear, the ones you'll find on Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station for Mickey's Toontown, a cartoon home where Mickey, Minnie, and all their friends live. Toontown Depot is also the gateway to Fantasyland.
We're now arriving at Mickey's Toontown Depot. Please remain seated until the train has come to a full and complete stop. This is your stop for Mickey's Toontown, home of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. This stop here stop for all of Fantasyland, as well as some of our classic Fantasyland attractions, like our little cousin Casey Jr., Dumbo the Flying Elephant, Snow White, and many more. Once again, folks, please remain seated. Till it's come to a full and complete stop. Do not stand up yet. Now on your left. Thank you. And we hope you have a fantastic day. Board the Excursion 3 on the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, we ask that all guests remain fully seated at all times. Please keep all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train, especially while the train is in motion. Parents, please supervise young children and see children under the age of 7 fully, either on a bench or in the lap of a guardian, and away from the train's openings for their safety. Our next stop is in the future, Tomorrowland. But don't worry, we'll get there today. To those of you in the queue, next train will be here in about 10 minutes. Trains are set to arrive every 10 minutes. Thank you.
Remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain.
Remain seated until the boat comes to a complete stop at the dock, and you are asked to disembark. Thank you. Veuillez rester assis jusqu'à l'arrêt complet du bateau. Please remain seated throughout the voyage, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the
Locomotive made of leaves and rock.
We're now steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars, No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astro blasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
We're now arriving at Tomorrowland Station. Each main seated for the train is come to a full and complete stop. This is your stop for Philadelphia. Players Astro Blasters, Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, Pizza Planet, Hyperspace Mountain, Star Tours, and many more. Once again, folks, complete stop. All conductors stepped off the train. And walk into the future. We'll just wait for it, we're still moving. And watch your step now. And folks, looks like we got that clearance to go. To those of you who just joined us, hello and welcome aboard the Excursion 3 on the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, we ask that all guests remain fully seated at all times. Please keep all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train, especially while the train is in motion. Parents, please supervise young children and see children under the age of 7 fully, either on the bench or in the lap of a guardian, and away from the train's openings for their safety. Our next stop is Main Street U.S.A., but not before a quick detour through Grand Canyon and then back in time to the Primeval World. As a courtesy to your fellow passengers, we do ask that there is no flash photography or video lighting, and to please not utilize any glowing or blinking items, be they bubble on, mini ears, energized lightsabers, etc., as they frighten the local wildlife. Thank you. To those of you in the queue, next train will be here in about 10 minutes. Thank you.
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
That was the Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel
Have a seat, please.
way back
Have a seat.
to the fantastic past of the Primeval World.
Have a seat, please. Thank you.
We're now returning to our own time and to Main Street Station.
We're now riding on Main Street U.S.A. Please remain seated until the train has come to a full and complete stop. Be advised, Main Street is the only station that does not have a ramp of any kind, so you will need to wait till you reach the bottom of the stairs before loading your strollers and wheelchairs. Once again, folks, please remain seated till the train comes to a full and complete stop and both of the footpaths in the front of the train. Thank you for choosing to join us on the Disneyland Railroad.
This is Main Street Station. Main Street U.S.A.
Attention, wait for it. And watch your step now.